All right, Shalom. Start by saying Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace to you brothers out there pushing the truth throughout the four corners. I'm gonna be doing a response video to this GMS Israelite Bible Challenge, Reincarnation versus Resurrection. I pretty much watched the whole video. Basically, these two guys are going into basically they want to see how reincarnation is biblical, and I believe his question was how does it contradict resurrection, if I'm wording it correctly, and among some other things. But I'm only going to bring out two scriptures in this video. First scripture being Matthew 19, and the second scripture being Wisdom of Solomon. That's pretty much going to seal the deal on that. Now the reason why I wanted to bring out Matthew 19 is because, as you're going to see in this this clip, the guy on the right, he's going to bring up the word regenerate, and you're going to see how he breaks this down totally wrong. And in the beginning of the video, they made a statement saying, well, where's the word reincarnation in the Bible? The word's not in there. Well, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna break the word down to where you're gonna see that actually the word reincarnation and regeneration is really the same word when you break it down. But we're gonna see how he breaks it down totally wrong, and just doesn't break it down right. So hope it plays on this screen recorder I got. Let's see. All right.
All the way back to Hinduism. So real quick, regenerate, okay? The RE on the beginning of generate is not a prefix.
All right, you heard him. He said the RE in the beginning of generation is not a prefix. Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, y'all have to understand the English language also. Regenerate doesn't mean that you redoing something. That's
now watch. He said it doesn't mean that you're redoing something, which he's going to read a definition that's basically going to he's basically going to cut himself after he reads the definition off his phone. But let's keep going.
No, regenerate is one word. Regenerate is one word.
All right, let's go to dictionary.com. R-E, word origin, a prefix. It is a prefix, sir. A prefix occurring originally in loan words from Latin, used with the meaning again or again and again to indicate repetition, or which it goes the word re right there in repetition, or with meaning back or backward to indicate withdrawal or backward motion. Regenerate, refurbish, retype, retrace, revert. So I don't think he knows the English language, but let's continue.
It says formed or created again.
Wait, formed or created again. Isn't that what it says here on dictionary.com? Again and again and again. And they got the word regenerate right here as an example. So yes, it does mean, or the prefix in front of the word, the re. Well, no, it is a prefix. Sorry. But he said it wasn't a prefix. Now, let's go to the etymology. I'm not sure what he's reading from, but this is an online etymology dictionary. This is regeneration. Mid 14th century, from late Latin, regeneration. Okay, being born again. Okay, being born again. Noun of action for past participle stem of Latin. Make over, generate again. Re, from re, again. So that re is a prefix. Now, it does say originally spiritual of animal tissue, but now the true sense of the word does mean to be born again, meaning to come back in a new body. But you can use it in the sense of being reborn spiritually, like, in other words, renewing your spirit, meaning changing your ideas, going from wickedness to righteousness. You can use it in that sense too. But when you really break the word down, which we're going to get into this word right here, gene, okay? Because the word gene is in there. When you get into the root, the true essence of the word, it does mean to come back in the body. Hence reincarnation. Now let's go to the word gene, because the word gene is right there. Okay, this is from the same site, gene. Okay, 1911 from German, I believe it's General Coin in 1905. A Danish scientist, Wilhelm Ludwig Johansen. From Greek, okay, it's a Greek word, genea, generation, race. Check that out, race. So the word gene means race. That's why you have what? A genealogy. Because a genealogy is what? Which means the line of your fathers or your race. Okay, when you trace your genealogy, you're tracing your race. Gene. Okay, gene. Right there, gene. From the Greek genea, generation, race. Okay. You skip down here. Gene pool, right? You have a gene pool. Okay, which means you come from a particular type of gene. So when you say regeneration, essentially you're saying coming back into your race. You come back into your race. How do you as an individual come back into your race? Okay, you have to be reincarnated. Now let's go to Matthew 19 and let's get where Yahushua mentions it. I'm gonna kind of skip down. Okay, let's start from 24. Matthew 19:24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High. When the disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Yahushua beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with the Most High all things are possible. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Now this is what Yahushua said back to him. Verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me. Okay, this is Yahushua talking to the Peter and the 12. Okay, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit on the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Now they admit, okay, when you continue to watch their video, they admit that yeah, you're gonna have the 12 in the kingdom sitting on thrones, and they also mention Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all of those. Basically all of our forefathers. Okay, they were gonna be in the kingdom. But hold on, how is that possible if they died thousands of years ago? Because this prophecy hasn't taken effect yet. Okay, this is basically the kingdom of heaven in the nutshell. You got the 12 sitting on thrones, and you got the other men sitting on thrones also. But how is this going to take place if these men, because the 12 disciples, they died thousands of years ago. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all of the Israelite patriarchs, they died thousands of years ago. So how are they going to come back and sit on thrones? How is that possible? Because the kingdom, in the kingdom, we're going to have physical bodies. All right, I hope y'all don't believe we're going to be in the kingdom floating around like some damn ghosts or something, man. We're going to have physical bodies. Physical bodies. So how is that possible that the 12 going to sit on thrones if there's no such thing as reincarnation? You see? So hence, yes, this does mean reincarnation right there. There goes reincarnation right there. Okay, right there in Matthew 19. Okay, remember the word re does mean back. Okay, it doesn't mean again, unlike he said, talking about it's not a prefix. It is a prefix, okay, right here. Simple. Real simple to understand. And then the word gene, to re-gene, is to come back into your race. How's that possible? Reincarnation. So it is biblical. Now let's go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. This is going to seal the deal right here. I know there's a plethora of other scriptures to bring out, but I want to make this short and simple. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. There is no getting around this right here. This is it. This is the nail in the coffin. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. Sklakia. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Now, that's basically what they basically said, all right? There's no such thing as reincarnation. There's no man to ever come back. Die and then come back. Nah, that's not biblical. Can't be. Hold up. The first sentence, or the first part of this verse. For the ungodly said. This is something that an ungodly person would say. That there's no such thing as a man coming back on earth. That's something that the ungodly person would say. Verse 2. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath is in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. And remember, reverting back to this the first portion of this verse, the ungodly said, because that's something that they say today. You know, YOLO. You only live once. You only got one life to live. Live it up. You know. Well, some else these niggas say. Live your life to the fullest. Basically, it's a gateway to be, or it's an outlet to be demonic, be satanic, do drugs, be a faggot. You know, commit all type of sins. Because why? Hey, you only got one life to live. You're not coming back on earth. There's something that the ungodly person say. So, you could read on. It goes on and on. It's several verses, and it goes to something else. But the point is, this is something that the ungodly person believes. So, in contrast, what is something that the godly person would say? They would say the opposite of this. No, you do have many lives to live. You are going to come back. Okay, you do have many different lives to live. Okay, you're going to come back over and over. Reincarnation. Okay, so it's not an excuse to be wicked and go off because you think in your mind that you have one life to live. That's not the case. Okay, pursuing this chapter we read here in Wisdom of Solomon, it's something that the ungodly person would say. So that's really all I got. I mean, is that the challenge? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Seems pretty easy to me. Oh, and then the resurrection part. Now, when you look at the word reincarnation and resurrection and the concepts, they're pretty much the same thing. There really is no contradiction. When you look at reincarnation, that's the process is you dying and then you coming back through your mother's womb, being born as a child. That's the concept of reincarnation. Resurrection is you dying but coming back in the same body that you died in, i.e. Yahweh Shai. Okay, when he was resurrected, he came, when he died and came back, he came back in the same body that was up on that cross. You know, the same beat up, body that he had. So it's really the same thing. It really is no real difference. So I don't see how it's a contradiction. Do I have? Yeah, I have it up right here. Resurrection. Okay, it's from the same website, Etymology Dictionary. When you skim through it, resurrection, rising from the dead, Old French, right here, a rising again from the dead. Okay, which it's a word in there, erect. Okay, resurrection. The word erect is in there, which means to rise. So it really just means to rise again from the dead. It really is no difference between the two words. It really means the same thing. So that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, there's many other scriptures to bring out to prove that reincarnation is biblical, but yeah, you broke down the word regenerate totally wrong, and that's reincarnation right there in a nutshell. So hopefully that's been edifying to brothers out there. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.